Hello, my name is Bria. I got up here to just speak life, and I'm speaking life to the person from my perspective and what I'm going through. So if you are also going through this, great. If you're not, cool. Uh, Either way, let's get started. Pick this up. So, what I came on here to say today is for the person who is going through spiritual warfare, who feels a war within themselves, is confused, is unsure, is going through this idea. Some people may call it spiritual warfare. Some people may call it dark night of the soul. Some people may call it confusion. I'm just like, I use those two words, the words that I repeated, because that's what I was calling it. But however it works for you is how it works for you. I just want to say that you're putting yourself through it. You, not the enemy, not the devil, not demons, not nothing. It is you, and it is your negative side. Not your negative side that's causing it, but it's your awareness of your negative side. And it is your resistance to your negative side, okay, that is causing this, okay? Break it down, okay? Because I'm not going to talk about something I don't know nothing about, but I'm going to talk about something that I do know something about. You are causing your own circumstance right now. This illusion that you have that the world is dark or scary or negative is you. You're causing that. And you're doing it on purpose. You're doing it for a purpose. For me, my purpose was to trust myself. I did not have complete and 100% trust in myself. And when I was first, getting into what God has for me and who He will have me to be, when I got to the point to where I had to choose what God had for me over what other people thought or how other people might think, I got scared. It made me realize that I didn't, as much trust as I had in God, I had a lot of trust in other people's opinions and none in my ability to be able to discern, to be able to pick up on, to be able to use my own intuition. It was crazy. And I believed it up to a certain point. Like I didn't have no belief, but like I believed it up to a certain point. And when it came to choose me over others, it just was like, whoa. And I think it came from I grew up in a pretty, I say strict, but when I say strict, I don't want someone to think of it as negative, because although there were negatives attached to it, I think that my household was what made me into who I am today, and I'm very thankful for that. And there was definitely love and guidance, and there was an openness in my house that I am so thankful for, because it allowed me to explore myself and to figure out myself that I don't think that a lot of people get. So I appreciate the positives, but I also see the negatives, and the negatives where I relied so heavy on my parents' description of what was right and wrong. And don't get me wrong, like some of their rights were right. Like go to college, get a job, get out the house. Don't stay here. Don't stay in our little town. Get out. Go explore. Go live your life. Go be you. Don't listen to other people. Like they did all that and they said all that, but there was it never came from within, and I never got to experience I am kind of blaming right now, so I'm not going to say that I'm not blaming, but I'm definitely blaming a little bit that they never let me like make my own decisions and be wrong by myself, or at least be wrong and just live in my wrongness and, allow myself to tell myself, hey, that was wrong, make a better decision. It was, if I'm wrong, I have to be scared of mommy and daddy telling me that I'm wrong or them being disappointed in who I am. And that kind of built this dragon, I would say, for other people. Like, I started to fear other people thinking that I was wrong, which is like, as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, who even cares? Who actually cares? No one even thinks that hard about me, and I know that. Like, I'm the only one thinking that hard. But it was just what I thought, and I thought that if these other people think that I'm wrong, it made me feel unsafe. And as a biologist, I think it comes from like the whole like wanting to belong to the group, because instinctually it's natural for the monkey to want to be part of the other group, because that's what keeps you safe. That's what makes you feel they'll warn you about things, and they'll protect you. But also, in that same sense, without the loneliness, without the loner, the time that I'm doing, like, and spending time with myself that I've been going through, if I had not gone through this time period right now, I would have never discovered that part and never really relinquished that fear. And because I'm in the process, because I'm still in the process, y'all, I'm not done yet. I'm in the process of relinquishing that fear of others and their opinions. I'm able to look at it and see the truth. And the truth is that even if other people don't agree with what I'm saying, that just means they're not my people. And there are people who will agree with what I'm saying. And that would just move me towards them. Or here's another option. They may actually agree. It's just that nobody said it, or nobody was bold enough to just live in that truth. And they just needed me to say it, or they don't. They completely don't agree. They don't like me, and they're just like, we can't talk to you. And that's okay too, because I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet. I've shown myself over this past 4 years now that I got me. God got me. God is in me. So even when I don't know what I'm doing, all I got to do is try. All I got to do is put forth just the tiniest bit of effort of, like, for example, I don't know where I'm going to live. Instead of sitting there worrying and hoping mommy and daddy will get me an apartment, which this has never been the case. I've always been very independent, but this is just an example. Hoping that mommy and daddy can get me an apartment, I just go and talk to some apartment people. Okay, maybe they say that, oh, you can't get it. I go find a friend who I can sit on the couch with until I can get it. Something. But if I put forth that effort, if I'm put in a situation where I'm falling out of the nest, I will learn to fly. And if I just allow God to just put me in that situation to where I have to fly, I will, because it's natural, it's innate, it's just who I am. It's in you. That's really what I want to say. The very solution that you're seeking is already inside of you. You already know the answer. Don't, let me say this correctly. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna skip that. Seek the answer. Seek it the way that you think you need to seek it. If the way that you need to seek it feels wrong, seek it that way. Seek it that way. Because even in your wrongness, God can correct that. I sought mine. And then I got scared. Like I just said, with other people's opinions and all that stuff. So then I did a complete 180. It was just like, you know what? I'm gonna close it back down. I'm just act like I don't know none of this stuff, and like my eyes haven't been open, and I haven't seen the way that God needs me to operate. I'm just act like I don't see it at all. And God is so funny. He let me do it. He let me do exactly what I asked to do. And he kept me safe through it all. even when I was talking negative, even when I was being negative, and just like breathing life into this energy of fear, yeah. um God allowed me to do that, and he kept me safe within it, but he allowed me to see, like, this is really not what you want. And it had got it had got to the point to where, like, I had this image of my head of me trying to force myself in a box, but like imagine that you have this big ball of Play-Doh and you're trying to stuff it down into the cylinder, the cup or whatever, when you're trying to stuff it down into the cup, and like there's the whole thing can't fit, so like some of it is sliding out and some of it isn't like going in and it's coming out on the edges. That's what I was doing to myself. Like, I was trying to force myself into this box, and I knew I did not fit in that box. I knew all that Play-Doh did not come out of that box. It was no longer the same amount of Play-Doh. Now, that green Play-Doh that was in there is now mixed with red and blue. It can no longer fit inside that box, and I was trying to force it, and it was not working, y'all. Like, maybe on the outside it looked like it was working, because I can make anything look good. Don't get it twisted. But on the inside, it felt like it felt bad. It felt so bad. And God was just like, okay, I know she's gonna get it. I know she's gonna get, because she got it the first time. She got here the first time, so I ain't even gotta worry about it. I'm gonna let her figure this out. And it took a life-changing event for me to just be like, am I really gonna sit here and keep acting stupid, or am I gonna do what the Lord told me to do? And it was a car accident for me. It was that car accident. He kept me safe in it. Absolutely nothing happened to me. Like, y'all, when I say no bruises, no scrapes, no nothing, even when the car was crashed into, like, there was this split second where the actual crash had hit. I closed my eyes and I just felt like, okay, it's okay. Like, I was completely calm, and like I could feel the wheel wiggling, and something in me just said, grab the wheel, hold it. And I did, and it was like, press the brake now. And I pressed it, and I could have let that wheel keep turning. I could have hit somebody else's car. It could have been a 3-car pile up. I could have I could have kept going further and further and over the hill and into the kindergarten place that was down there. But I did exactly what I was told, because there was nothing else to do. Like, I have no choice but to rely on you in this moment. And it was in that I really felt God. And that's not the first time that's happened, but it's actually the second time that's happened. But it's always happened right before this crap goes on. Like, right when I'm like, okay, I'm sick and tired, God, I need you to help me. I need you to get me up out of this, because I don't want to stay here no more. I want to do it your way. And I get into another accident. And because of that accident, I actually start searching. Because I actually start searching, I actually start getting answers. And then I realized the answers were never technically gone. I literally told myself to forget. So I literally made myself feel bad on purpose so that I could forget, because the truth was so big and I felt small. And that is not the spirit that God gave me. God gave me a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. God says that I am bigger than anything, that there is no, I can take down any giant. If I tell the mountain to go into the sea, it will go, because that's who I am. And that power and authority, who does it come from? The Almighty. And the only way I could have that power and authority is if he is in me. And he is always in me. He will never leave. Y'all, I sound like I'm getting choked up, but I'm really not. I just have a lot of emotion. I have a lot of emotion with this one. He is in me, and he is a part of me, and he will never leave you nor forsake you. And even in that dark space where I felt like I didn't know where God was, and I was like, why do I feel so bad? And I didn't used to feel like this, and this isn't right. That was all God letting me nudge myself back to where I need to be, back in alignment with him. And it wasn't so much that I wasn't like I wasn't a good person or that I was stealing and sinning and all this stuff. It was the fact that I wasn't doing what I knew to be right, and I was doing what I thought other people wanted me to do. So yeah, that felt really good. It felt very cathartic. Excuse me. And excuse me again. Yeah. So during that whole space, God was sitting right there. He never left me, and he will never leave you. So if you feel like you're in a dark place, seek God. And seek God however you need to do it. Do not worry about other people's opinions, because of a lot of those people's opinions, I've realized, are people that I do not remember. Like, I don't remember anybody significant in my life. Like, I don't remember my mom ever being like, no, that's wrong. My mama never said that. That was never my mom. That was never my dad. That was never even my aunts and uncles. It was probably something I heard on a commercial or TV or an ad. People who do not matter. And then I just took those words and put it into my mother's mouth to symbolize the authority, and me worried about her authority and being wrong in her eyes. When reality is, I don't have to be wrong in anybody's eyes, because their eyes do not matter. We're all one person. We're all going through different experiences. Even if that person who's very close to you, that you really look up to, whose opinion you very much value, thinks that you're wrong, you still need to do what you know to be right, because it is not their job to do your job. That is your job. That is your lane, and they are not seeing things through your eyes. Woo, y'all, that is a strong, like, I feel that choked up feeling in my chest, but I know I'm not about to cry. Like, I feel fine, but like, I feel like there is something just rising inside of me right now. So yeah, that was all I came up here to say. This is probably something new that I'm gonna start, because I always make video diaries anyways, and I cannot find my recorder. Wait, let me say that again. God is bringing my recorder to me, and I just needed to get this out. So if the only way I can get it out and not have to save it to my phone and mess up my cloud or whatever, and save it to YouTube, I'm gonna save it to YouTube. That's just where we at right now. So thank you, whoever who listens. But most importantly, I just want to say thank you to me. I'm thankful that I'm listening now. I'm thankful that I'm giving in. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of this old perception of good and evil. I'm letting go of this old perception of right from wrong, and understanding that God has completely changed me from who I was when I was a child. So the reason that I needed to change from who I was as a child, and my mindset of a child, is because it was a mindset of a child. Like, of course I thought that way, but now I'm an adult, and I see that things are they're not the way that I thought they were. They're not black or white. They're not even gray. They are just as they are. That is it. There is no y'all, I'm looking for words, but I'm gonna find them. There is no judgment that I can pass on what's going on in my life right now that is not a projection of what's really going on inside. Is really just me imprinting on the world around me. So what I really, instead of trying to manipulate the world around me, I need to let go of what's inside of me. And that's just where I'm at. So I'll let you know how I'm feeling. It's 19 minutes and 24 seconds. It's kind of a dark and gloomy day. So I just want to say, you guys have a good day and enjoy yourselves. And finally, I'm going to say this one little quote that I got from a dream. And it says, stop seeing the world from the distant stars and start seeing it from the shores. And I'm going to say that every single time so I can remember. And last but not least, I want to show you guys my plant. She's so cute. Her name is Curly. Look at her. All right. Bye, y'all.